That's the same weekend that Nancy Pelosi announced the martial law. That's not like, oh shit, we can't connect the debt to these people. They're not going to swallow it. You know, so we're not immediately, we're going to go into martial law. And you have to understand, we're not an industrial society anymore. We're not an agricultural. So when we go into default, what's left? Are they going to chop everybody's hand and try to see the signature? Yes, and this is why the concentration camps are here. Exactly.
So if you look at it on the White House website.
Exactly.
Right, the only way they're controlling it is by electricity. If everybody goes up, they can't shut everybody down. We have another one. But they count on us to get better. Because we're in war.
Exactly. And that's a very good point. She brought me to the major point that I don't even want to miss, which is what happened was everybody is familiar with the trading with the enemy. On October 17, 1917. Exactly. That trading with the enemy dealt with all of the enemies of the United States. But in 1933, when they had the Emergency Banking Act, they slid sneakily, hit a second one, and used the 14th Amendment to include the people, the American people are the enemy of the state. This is what you saw in the movie with Will Smith. You know, because you are not functioning as creditors, you are causing a drain on the system, and now you have to be dealt with. And the dealing with is using what they're calling debtor prison, concentration camps, because the debt can't sustain itself. The only thing left, like I said, there's no agricultural society, no major corporations, most of them have left. So the only thing left is the physical energy of the people. You know, and so we have to understand this is where we are in this point in time. And this is why they want, you know, the banking closing facilitates multiple things. It means it's going to set in panic, you know, because you can imagine people who have no money and no food, but then imagine the people who got money in the bank that can't get it. So, you know, it's no ATM, no credit card. So you can imagine the pandemonium. You know, we know what happened in California with the riots and the verdict and this and that. So they're actually hoping for some of this. And this is why there's no sign of seeing this, but everything's already in place. The martial law, the concentration camps are up and running, because it's easier to remove the people from the camps from under martial law into the camp. It's just much easier logistically. So we have to understand that, you know, we the people also bear a huge responsibility in this. We have to understand from a metaphysical point of view, the government is only a reflection of ourselves and our states of consciousness. So because our states of consciousness was so, you know, splintered, unorganized, unfocused, we have allowed this body of criminals to basically come in and control and rule us. But we have to understand that there's always two different jurisdictions happening always. There's the state of New York, which is the corporation, and there's New York State. There's the post office and the postal service. Okay? Postal service is in jurisdiction B, post office is in jurisdiction A. So at no point in time had it only been in jurisdiction B. We didn't know about the A, and we didn't know how to navigate in jurisdiction A. And this is one of the reasons why we're experiencing all of the problems that we're experiencing because of our default, you know, just like in 1789. The people agreed to borrow the money from the Rothschild, but then they reneged on it. You know, and this has happened every 70 years historically. You know, and even now the people aren't really protesting this debt. So this $800 billion combined with the $10 trillion, you know, where does that lead? You know, I need to find the salary of the people we were talking about bailing out. And the Secretary of State, he makes $500 million a year. Of the Treasury. And
So the top 100 CEOs of the country that
well, all of the people they're supposed to bail out.
The salary is equivalent to something $2 trillion.
Yeah. You know, well, $1 trillion is the honorable salary. The honorable salary is in the millions. You know, okay, CEO payroll. You know, this is just like incredible. Generally, we always have. Exactly. Okay, as you can see, Paulson's personal wealth is $500 million. The last 2 years he worked at Goldman Sachs. He made $140 million. Do you really think he would propose anything to hurt his body? But I also forgot the last CEO at Walmart who works for 3 weeks and I believe made $19 million. Okay? So this is the thing, the hour of silence. You have to remember in commerce, if you don't rebut it, it is presumed and assumed to be true. And this is how we all got in this situation. We didn't rebut any of these presumptions. We didn't rebut we weren't a corporation. We didn't rebut the trust that was created on our behalf. We didn't rebut any of this. And so now we have to eat it. We went into the Wall Street. So if they want to agree, Wall Street could pass the hat and come up with $700 billion. And they would still have too much money for themselves. You know, really, just pass the hat on themselves. What happens to our jobs? It's no free-for-all. There's a salary range. If these greedy CEOs get back, along with their underlings, who I'm sure are fat cats too, they could bail out Wall Street on their own. Now here's the salary. This is the CEO of Bloomington. Okay? These are the millions. Okay? In the millions. And these are the people they want the American people to bail out. Bear Stearns, Merrill Lynch. See how much money these people are making? You know, and these are critical questions that the people don't even begin to ask. So this is why the title of my lecture is, You've Been Royally Schooled, so sit back and enjoy it. We have done nothing to rebut this. We have done nothing to try to understand this. We've done nothing to try to remove ourselves and get back in jurisdiction A. You know, Fannie Mae. You know, and then, which makes it worse, all of these companies here are involved in the prison bond. Every time someone has a case in court, a bond is created, and these companies are the ones negotiating the bonds and making money off of them on Wall Street. You know, that same website in Fidelity. If you have any kind of criminal case, you can type in your case number, the stock symbol, how much it's being traded for, the whole history on the bond behind your case, you'll find on this Fidelity website.
What is the website?
Personal injury, if it has a case number, it's being traded. Well, basically, with myself and my students I teach, you never leave your signature naked out there in commerce, meaning just sign your name. You know, when we sign our name, we put Be